Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. The question is about Kasb, the concept of Qada and Qadr, of course, with the Ashari. Firstly, we know that Al-Qadr is the sixth pillar of iman, of the six pillars of iman that we know from Hadith Jibreel alayhi salam. So we have to establish. So the Ashari, they use this term al-Kasb, and it's in the Jawharat, of course. وعندنا للعبد كسب كلف ولم يكن مؤثرا فلتعرف فليس مجبورا والاختيار, and so on. But there's not a real difference between the Ashari and the Maturidi in this. It's kind of semantical, really. Even with the Hanbali, even the Salafiyah really agree. It's just how you explain it, right? And obviously, using this term al-Kasb, which goes back to the Quran, of course. لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. Okay, so now something to consider. It can get really lengthy and deep, but let's see the part that we definitely know. There was at the time of the Salaf, there were two groups. One of them are called the Qadriyah, and the other ones are the Jabriyah. In reality, they're on two opposite extremes with regards to Qadr, where the Qadriyah believe in like a total free will. The Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't know what's going to happen. In the Jabariyah, they believe that we're forced, right? All of our actions are forced. And like we took with the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? We talked about, there are ayat that show, I guess a created aspect of the kalam, and then there are proofs that show this eternal, a pre-eternal type of kalam, and we established a dal madlul, which is in the Jawhar as well. So it's kind of similar in that, the Qadri, they focus on ayat with regard or proofs that suggest that we do have free will, which is right. In the Jabariyah, they focused on the concept, of course, that everything is written and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in control. So they're not necessarily wrong either. Like, they're both not right, and they're people of innovation. But of course, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they bring the proofs together, especially the Ashari. And so what we established this concept of al-Kasb, right? And the big thing is that you're not being forced totally, and you don't have a total free will, right? So it's somewhere in the middle, as in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the real doer of things. He's the one in charge of everything, right? And He's the one, of course, subhanahu wa ta'ala, that created the qalam in 50,000 years before the creation of the heavens and the earth. It told the pen to write down everything, right? So everything is already, predestined, preordained. That, this video that I'm giving was already predestined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what's going to happen in 5 minutes from now is also predestined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's that concept. So someone might say, well, there's no free will. And we'll say, no, there is a free will, as in we don't know what's going to happen. Right? So from our perspective, it is free will because we don't know what's going to happen. Right? Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows and it's already written, we don't know what's going to happen. Right, so that's where you have to kind of balance the proofs, and that's the way Ahl Sunnah have always done it, right? And the Ashari, they established the Kasb, the concept of al-Kasb, that you're not being totally forced, and you don't have a total free will. It's somewhere in the middle where you don't know what's going to happen, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one in control. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.